Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. Right now it is, for me, it's Sunday. I'm pre-recording this because I'm flying home today from Indianapolis. I had a really great time at the Coach Summit. I learned a whole lot of things. And I'm just fired up to help you ladies even more than ever before. And I'm so grateful that you trust me in this journey that you're on. So today we're going to talk about the day after perfect and why this is the most important day in any goal that you can set for yourself. Forgive me if I'm looking down. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I don't mess up. So how do you currently act? How do you handle the most important day of any goal? That day is the day after perfect, the day after you fail, the day after the streak is broken, the day after you fall off the wagon. A lot of people use these phrases to describe the day after they've messed up or they feel like they can't get back on track. Here are some of the phrases they use. They've fallen behind. They got derailed. They jumped the tracks. It got messy. Is that familiar to you? That sounds like a lot of the things I used to say, so I can relate. Well, the first lie of perfectionism is that you should quit if things aren't perfect. That is the first lie, and it's a really subtle lie. Did you notice the word if, not when? You should quit if things are not perfect. But the truth is that there's always going to be imperfections as you try to reach a goal. So it really should be when things aren't perfect. And you shouldn't quit when things aren't perfect because you know they're not going to be perfect at some point. You can just expect it. It's a very subtle lie. So I want to add an anecdote here because as I was reading this, I was actually laughing quite a bit. Anytime I read these kind of personal development books, anything that's like business oriented or whatever, it makes me think of my dad because he's pretty successful business wise. But when I was a kid, his favorite mantra was D for diploma. And it always irritated my sister so much. She's an extreme perfectionist. In fact, it was so determined to be perfect that when she went to college, in her first semester, she actually developed an ulcer from the stress of trying to get straight A's in her classes, and she ended up being hospitalized because of it. Thankfully, I'm the younger sister, so I watched all that and learned what not to do. But my dad's motto always made me laugh. I didn't buy into it until much, much, much later, though. I was a perfectionist naturally and had to scale back after I saw my sister hospitalized for it. So I gave up on trying to be perfect. It still bothered me a lot though for a long time, but my dad's motto goes through my head all the time. D for diploma, D for diploma. You don't have to have 100% to move up to the next level. And the reason I giggled so much as I was reading this book is because my dad, now in his 60s, is a multi-millionaire who retired to the Caribbean to be a brain surgeon for fun. That's my dad. He has like the dream retirement. He's actually retired 3 times because he can't sit still. But it was all because all of the empire, as he calls it, that he built up in his own wealth and stability, it was all because he did not care about being perfect. He just went about doing it the best he could, sometimes not even the best he could, just skating by, using that D for diploma model and moving up the ranks and, building his businesses and and overall just, becoming a super wealthy, happy guy. So I like to add that in there because you don't have to have 100% to be able to move forward with your goals. You can still reach your goals even if it's not perfect. Excuse me. Especially when it's not perfect. So don't give in to that what's the use mentality when you've messed up. Don't pre-quit your goal by saying that, I'm not gonna be able to finish this, I'm not gonna be able to make the progress I want, I'm not gonna be able to be perfect, I may as well not even try. Don't do that. Don't pre-quit. Don't give up on yourself because something is hard. When things are hard, that means you have to get better to be able to make it. That means you're going to fail, you're going to slip up, you're not going to do it right the first time, and you're going to learn as you go. I'm sorry, I haven't gotten much sleep, and now I have postnasal drip, so I'm sorry I'm coughing. No matter how you face it, no matter how you measure your goals, even if you only get halfway 50% is always better than 0. So don't pre-quit on your goals. Keep working, keep trying, keep learning, keep progressing. Maybe the next time around you'll make it to 60%, and then maybe 70%. You don't have to be perfect to keep making progress on your goals. And it's progress, not perfection, that's going to get you to the finish. I don't know how to break it to you. Maybe you already realized this, but you are not perfect. I am not perfect, and we will not become perfect anytime soon. There's a quote that I love. It is, "Success isn't the absence of failure. It's going from failure to failure without any loss of enthusiasm." Hopefully a lot of you will recognize that quote, but I'm going to repeat it again. Success isn't the absence of failure. It's going from failure to failure without any loss of enthusiasm. So when you fail, learn from it, get up and try again. You're going to fail again, get up and learn from it, and try again. That's just the way this has to go if you're going to make progress towards your goals. So it's time to let go of your desire to be perfect. Instead, embrace failure and swap perfection for authenticity. Just be you. If you're going to be perfect at anything, be perfectly you, and give up on trying to be perfect on what you're doing. So why? There are 4 reasons. The first one is doing something imperfectly will not kill you. So let's refer back to all those phrases people use when they fail. A lot of them are like train wrecks, right? Is a train wreck life and death? Yes, sometimes it is. Usually it is. Costs millions of dollars sometimes, or at least thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes in property damage and replacing things in lives lost and everything. Failing on your goal is not life and death. Even though we compare it to a train wreck, it's not. It's not nearly as devastating. The second one is that developing tolerance for imperfection is the key to finishing. Chronic starters, they quit when things aren't perfect. They quit when things get hard. They say, "What's the use? The streak is broken. I might as well give up." And then they wallow in the loss. Don't be that person. If you can have a tolerance for imperfection, and like I said, just be excited that you got 50% instead of 0, or 60% instead of 0, or let's go backwards, 40% instead of 0. 40% is still better than 0. I'd rather have $40 than $0, or $50 than $0, wouldn't you? So don't give so develop an intolerance, develop a tolerance for imperfection, for failure. Embrace it, love it. The third reason is because imperfections or failures happen quickly. You'll notice if you think about a lot of your goals, if you go back and think about things you've tried in the past and failed on, it didn't take long to get to the point of failure, right? Okay, let's take the beginning of May for me. I started 2B Mindset. That's the nutrition program for Beachbody. One of the 2 major nutrition programs for Beachbody. This one doesn't require any exercise. It's really, really, really a great program. It's all about you learning what works specifically for your body, nutrition-wise, and you have some broad guidelines and recommendations, and then you actually create your own very personalized nutrition program from it. Well, one of the key 4 things, there are 4 major keys in the 2B Mindset. One of them is tracking. So I ordered the program. I started watching the videos, got through them. I love the entire program. I got my tracker in the mail, the paper version of it, and I tracked for like 1 day. And then I fell off the wagon. I got into a train wreck, whatever you want to say. I did not track for like weeks. So I had failed, right? No, I didn't fail. I didn't fail at all. I learned, again, that I don't work well with paper trackers. And then I learned how to track it on my phone. And then I learned how to keep doing it for a few days at a time. I learned when I fall off. I learned when I forget, what my triggers are for forgetting to track, and I have overcome them. I still skip tracking sometimes. I still miss it. I still forget it. This whole weekend, I've forgotten to track things since I've been going from workshop to class to from the conference center to the stadium, going out to lunch in between and stuff, and I've forgotten to track things. I've done the best that I could remember to, but there are times when I forgot what I ate, or, I didn't measure anything, so I just put, salad instead of like how much salad and how much chicken was on the salad or whatever. So I didn't fail, I learned from it, and I'm going from failure to failure without any loss of enthusiasm. and without wallowing in that falling off or the loss of being off track. The fourth reason is because the harder you try to be perfect, the less likely you actually be at reaching your goals. And there's research to back this up. If you scale back on your goals, if you embrace the failure, then you are actually more likely to achieve it. We'll talk way more about that reason to embrace failure as we go on through this group. But I really think it's incredible. There's research backing this up. But the research in and of itself, seeing the numbers, seeing the statistics, seeing how not fearing failure will increase your likelihood of success by X percentages, that's not enough to get people to change usually. That's not enough because we're deeply ingrained with this desire to be perfect. And you have to actually work and put effort into overcoming that tendency and that desire to be perfect. But perfectionism is the ultimate villain in all of our goal setting and trying to achieve and trying to become better. Perfectionism is the ultimate villain that we are going to be fighting during the next couple of months. We're going to learn how to battle perfection, to get it out of our lives for good, and then be able to finally overcome all of those tendencies to want to be perfect, embrace the failure, and ultimately finish our goal. So there's a quote from the book that I'm going to read verbatim. It will be painful and uncomfortable sometimes, but if you learn to stand this minor discomfort, you'll be able to power past the day after perfect. You'll be able to keep your word to yourself, and you'll be able to finish. I know those are some big promises, but I know they're true. And so we're trying to build up some perseverance here. We're trying to build up authenticity. We're trying to let go of perfection and embrace failure. I don't have an assignment to go along with this video, but I hope that you did watch it all. I know it's long. I'm sorry. My brain is still in sleep mode because I didn't get back to my hotel until late last night, and then I got up early to make sure I'm ready to go to the airport. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll leave a comment below. I hope you're all still fully engaged in this group and working on making progress towards your goals. Progress, not perfection, okay? I hope you'll have a lovely Monday. I'm going to be sleeping in, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.